So let's move on into the B tier. And touching up on what I just said about Isabel, I actually think Villager is a really good start to this tier where you can kind of start transitioning. Villager Nair is really good. Turnips, if you get 3 of them, super duper kills early. Axe, Tree. Villager is a very good anti-zoner because he's so good at zoning. Recovery is really good, so if your character can't edge guard him, you just have to fight Villager on stage, you know? And I feel like Villager also has the benefit of people have been playing him since Smash 4. So a lot of the villagers kind of know what they want to do, you know? Yeah, so after Villager, I'd say I'd put Zelda around this tier. Zelda, again, really good anti-zoner. Neutral B is a really good lining option. As much as everybody memes about it, the meme is there for a reason. Like, Zelda's Neutral B as a lining option is so good. Phantom helps against zoners because it just goes through things. I think Zelda can do pretty good against Olimar too. Like, that's already a big benefit in the tier list. Like, if you can fight one of the top tiers, spoiler, Olimar's top tier, then you're a pretty good character, you know? You're at least good enough to have the tools to do what it takes to beat a top tier. And Zelda got it. Now, another kind of surprise pick. I personally would put them here. Jigs. Jigs is a character where I feel like the air mobility actually can help a lot. One of the problems, you can kind of just spam shield versus Jigs. But Jigs is kind of always going to be in a spot where Jigs doesn't have to play by the rules of the game. And I feel like that benefits Jigs a lot. Where Jigs is always playing their game and you kind of have to understand when they're going to attack or not. Because if they drift in with an aerial, you have to try to beat it out and it lingers for a really long time. Aerials have pretty good chances at killing. There's rest setups. There's a lot that you have to worry about when fighting Jigs. And I actually feel like that alone, being able to play your game pretty much the whole time, gives Jigs a pretty good benefit. Not only that, Jigs can go off stage harder than most of the cast. Directional air dodge recovery is really good. Like, I think Jigs is pretty solid. Another character I can put in this tier is Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong, I think he was a little lower on my last tier list, but you know, some slight buffs kind of help out the character. It's nothing too crazy, but I have seen Diddy's pull out some stuff. Albeit they're never doing crazy good, but it's always on the verge of if his character was like a little better, just a little more of his former self, like this character can do some stuff. Running down tilt's no joke. Banana's not really as good as it was, but it's still something you need to be worried about, you know? So if this character was buffed just a little more, I feel like Diddy could be really, really scary. Another character which I think is a little higher than probably should be, but I still have faith. Robin. Arcfire sucks. I'm just going to start right here. Arcfire sucks. Levin Sword not being there at the beginning of the game sucks. But Levin Sword is still one of the best like aerials to be in the game. Up B is a lot better in this game. I would say Thoron's still pretty scary. Like Thoron ledge trapping is really scary. Just in general though, I feel like sword aerials kind of makes Robin incredibly good. So I wouldn't sleep on any Robins. It's a lot less about Arcfire. A lot more having a solid rapid jab too. Jab, pretty sure still kills in this game. So just watch out for Robins, guys. Next is Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong, I wish you were better. Tweak definitely made DK seem like a threat in the beginning of the game, but I haven't been seeing his DK too much, and I've seen almost nothing from other DKs besides like some local warriors. So I feel like Donkey Kong's pretty solid, like kind of middle of the pack character. Recovery is really bad. On stage is really good. Really good opportunities off throws. Punch might miss sometimes. They did fix some Z-axis stuff though, but punch is still pretty bad. Like, I feel like a lot of his tricks from Smash 4 being gone, along with his up B not being like a solid combo breaker, and his recovery just not being as strong as it was, just slowly making the character become worse and worse. Unless either some new stuff gets found or people just super abuse his tilts and back air, like it's really hard for the characters to succeed. Another character, Doc. Luis does really good with Doc, but the character is pretty limited. If you don't get down B cheese, it's kind of hard to play normally. You can always get edge guarded. Really, I wouldn't say he gets overshadowed by Mario. They do really different stuff, but the stuff that Doc does do, he has very clear cons. So while he has very good up B out of shield, forward air, down B kills, he has pretty slow mobility, ledge snap, recovery, like just overall pretty solid. He can do stuff to you, you can do stuff to him. Just have a fun match. Another character to put here, Corrin. I think Corrin being in this tier might be a little low to some people, but I feel like recovery nerf is pretty big. People might not be abusing it too much right now. And all the buffs kind of make Corrin feel more like Corrin, but I don't think it's enough. Like, what Corrin did in the previous game isn't enough in this game. And Corrin might suffer from a syndrome where it's like, you have to do these aerials at this specific timing. Looking at you, Ike, but Corrin doesn't have the same pressure that Ike would have. So I feel like Corrin is kind of a little more on the lower end of characters where you have what you had in the previous game and they buffed you up a little bit, but this isn't the previous game anymore and characters are doing a lot more in this game. Another character to put in this tier would be Rosalina. Rosalina got some solid buffs, but I'll keep this simple. Luma sucks. Luma gets put into tumble by like almost any move. And I feel like if people just focus on killing Luma, matchup's free. Matchup's super free. But still has one of the best like ledge trapping in the game. Recovery goes pretty far even though it's edge guardable. Like, it's scary to fight Rosa when Luma's out. Forward smash is a really big deal. Rosa can't really run as much. Not in this game. But Rosa definitely, like, there's the dash attack canceled, like, jump air dodge thing where you convert off of that. There's a lot for this character where if you don't know what you're fighting, like, you're gonna be wrecked, honestly. Though if you do, like, Rosa still has to be a caretaker for Luma, and this isn't the Luma from the previous game. This is not the Luma from the previous game. Now, a character who I had more faith in, but they're not doing as well, Lucas. Lucas has a lot of stuff going for him. Down smash, 2-framing, Zaire chains, good hitboxes, but it just doesn't seem like, to me, like the Lucases aren't performing. Lucas will still have trouble like zoning people out. Lucas will still have trouble like getting grabs. He doesn't have a solid grab in a game where shield pressure is super duper good. And I don't know, it feels like there's nothing too strong for Lucas. Like, he has good stuff. Does he have really good stuff? No. Does he have really bad stuff? No. So I feel like this is just a really good spot for Lucas. So recovery is a big deal, but 2-framing it kind of, you know. Around 2 more characters I'd put in this tier. One being Pit. In this tier list, you know, no memes. I'll put Pit and Dark Pit kind of in the same area. Pretty much the same character. The differences are pretty negligible. I think Pit's side B is much better than Dark Pit's. Stated this before. But I don't think it matters that much. Nobody's doing well with Pit right now. Pit is not too much of a threat. And again, same thing as Lucas. Like, does he have anything super crazy? No. Does he have anything super bad? No. Overall, he's just really solid character. Actually, it's a character I'd recommend if you're trying to pick up the game. He has everything that you'd want. He has really easy recovery to like learn. Multiple jumps help a lot in this game, getting out of disadvantage too. But I just don't think there's anything like super special about Pitts. And the final character, I would actually assume that people would guess this. Incineroar. Incineroar has had some pretty good results here and there. Magister. Though it sucks. It sucks that like on the way down from up B, you don't gain any armor or anything. So while Incineroars can get better at recovering, there's a lot of angles where you can kind of just mess them up off stage, like really mess them up. Like, oh, they went low, they're probably going to try to double jump up B because they have to go like straight up. You're not going to go like up, like you're probably going to miss. Or they're going to go high, just cover the ledge because they're going to go, and then you just hit them over here, you know? So Incineroar, really scary on stage but slow mobility. Revenge makes it so projectile users can't really camp you out, but most of the strong projectile users can outbox you anyway. So Incineroar is another one of those characters where you'll do really, really good against majority of the cast, but fighting against the top of the pack is where you begin to struggle.